Hey everybody, this is No Bones About Wrestling, and I'm one of your hosts for this evening. This is the triumphant return of AEW Weekly. I'm going to be joined by Switch momentarily. I think there he is right now. Hey, what's up, man?
What's good, brother?
Living, loving, laughing, you know?
That's right. Like the shirt, man.
Thanks, man.
Got some Bray Wyatt feelings going on there.
Yeah. So yeah, AEW Weekly, we've been away for a while, but we're back. So what we're going to do, we're going to talk about the TV shows this week, talk about a couple angles. We're going to do top five rankings and look at Dynamite tonight. See what's coming up. As soon as I pull up the Dynamite card, make sure I have it ready.
Yep, I got mine ready over here too.
But yeah, so if you have anything to say, viewers, let us know. Also, this will be on Spotify later. Um, so yeah, let's get right to it with the TV reports. Um, so yeah, Switch is going to fill in for K Fabulous until I guess for like the next month. She's busy doing school stuff, so he's been kind enough to help us out. So it's not just me talking to myself here. Um, all right, Dynamite, April 30th in Norfolk, Virginia. We started off with an all-star eight-man tag. We had international champ Kenny Omega teaming up with Speedball Mike Bailey, the Jet Kevin Knight, which, you know, for my money, there's only one Jet, and that's Kenny Smith. But that's a conversation for a different day.
Uh-huh.
And Mark Briscoe, and they took on former world tag champs, the Young Bucks, current Continental champ Okada, and Ricochet. And this was a pretty hot opener, pretty good opener. Uh, I know this was your favorite match of the night on Dynamite, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just balls to the wall action. We got to see Omega and Okada hook up for the first time in years. They had quite a feud in Japan, I'm told. Uh, and so yeah, we saw, you know, I mean, these are eight great wrestlers. It didn't disappoint. Eventually, Okada got the pin on Mark Briscoe, and this one I gave 4.5 bones out of 5.
Yeah, that match was, for some reason, AEW has been doing a good job at these multi-man matches lately. They've been
Mhm.
doing a real good job at this stuff, and that match was awesome. I'm loving the growth of Speedball and Kevin Knight.
Yeah, definitely. And those two both just came in showing everything they've got, you know?
Yeah.
So served them well so far. Up next, we had a non-title trios match. We had the champions, the Ops. That's Katsuyori Shibata, Samoa Joe, and Powerhouse Hobbs. And they took on enhancement talent Rhett Titus, who's from Ring of Honor, Miles Hawkins, and Nick Camarado. And I said at the time, you know, Nick Camarado, you know, big, beefy, hairy guy, looks like a wrestler straight out of like 1981.
Yeah.
I wish there were more wrestlers who still look like that, you know?
That natural looks naturally built, them big guys. So, Vince went away from that when that whole scandal with the steroid thing was down because WWE was famous for having them big, burly, strong guys.
Yeah. Well, not just that, but I mean, everybody started shaving all their body hair off because it used to be back in the day, like the baby faces would be clean cut, and then the heels would be these big hairy hulks like Nick Camarado, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, so I kind of missed that, but this was a squash. Hobbs pinned Miles Hawkins after spine buster. Not much really to say about this one. Up next, we had an AEW Women's World Title Eliminator match. Tony Storm, the champ, took on Miyu Yamashita, and I was not familiar with her. Um, Match was pretty good. I don't know if these two ladies had worked together before. It kind of seemed like they hadn't. It was a little clunky in spots.
Yeah,
Um, Still a good match, but just a couple things that just didn't really mesh right. Um, Storm won, so Yamashita does not get a title shot. Uh, Gave this one 3.5 bones out of 5, though.
yeah, that was about the same ranking that I had for it. 3 out of 5 bones. Like you said, it was a couple of spots in there that I felt like, that didn't look right. Seemed a little off. Timing was off. But if they never fought before, I guess it was good for what they did or what they had to do.
Yeah, yeah. Next, we had a Ring of Honor match. We had Ring of Honor World TV Champ Nick Wayne of the Patriarchy taking on Jay Lethal, who we hadn't seen wrestle in a minute. And this was a good match. I was looking forward to this. I thought it was a unique matchup. I hadn't seen these two fight before. Maybe they fought in Ring of Honor or something, but I've never seen it. And yeah, good back and forth match. Nick Wayne keeps improving. His selling keeps improving. His offense keeps improving. His faces keep improving, which is something he needed a lot of work on at first. Uh, and he's only 19, which is fucking crazy.
Yes.
I think he is destined to be a big star in the sport. Um, Maybe not world champion. He's kind of small, but still, you can be a big star without being the world champion.
Yeah, you can. I mean, heck,
Uh,
if they're thinking about trying to put the belt on Darby, I don't see why Nick Wayne wouldn't have a shot.
yeah, that's a good point.
Because I was really looking forward to this match because Jay Lethal is always giving good matches to me. I love watching Jay Lethal. But Nick, like you said, Nick Wayne has shown up and shown out since he's gotten there. And I think with him being under Christian's wing, that really helped him out a whole lot. So yeah, I'm at 19 years old. Can you believe that?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you know this. His father was Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker, who ran for years, ran the power plant at WCW.
Yep.
So I guess he had a pretty good teacher. Um, but yeah, this one, Nick Wayne pinned Lethal after a fisherman's buster, which is a combination of a fisherman suplex and a brain buster. I gave this one 4 bones out of 5. Thought it was a pretty good match.
As did I. Real good match.
And the main event on Dynamite was the Owen Hart Foundation Cup semifinal. One of them, at least, Will Ospreay had already advanced. So we had the proto star Kyle Fletcher of the Callis family taking on former world champ Hangman Adam Page. And as expected, Page won this. I thought it was a very good match. Kind of an old school, knock down, drag him out, whatever you want to call it, kind of match. Uh, Page got the win after the buckshot lariat. I think I said I gave this one 4.5 bones out of 5. Um, and this one, I know we disagreed, but this was my favorite match on Dynamite. I thought it was great.
Yeah, it was a toss up between both of them for me. It really was, and I honestly, I I had it, I had it being a draw. I was expecting a 3-way for this match. I really
Right.
thought it was going to be a draw.
So now we're gonna see at Double or Nothing, we're gonna see Osprey versus Page for the number one contendership. So
That should be good.
yeah, I'm trying to think of a time I haven't seen them fight, not in AEW at least.
Not that I can think of.
Yeah,
Not that I
so
can think of.
be interesting.
Yeah,
That's the thing. They have so many people on their roster. They can do that pretty regularly, have new matchups.
which once again is why I'm not understanding all these squash matches.
Right.
For
Yeah.
what?
Don't get me started on the squash match. Yeah. Just in this day and age, 2025, no place on TV for a squash match, you know?
At all.
If you're going to do a house show, all right, one, two, fine, whatever. But on TV, mm-mm,
Does AEW still have that what is it, AEW Dark or something like that?
nope.
See,
They-
okay. Like that's where they need to be getting their shine at right now. Those jobbers, not jobbers, enhancement talents.
I agree. They should. Yeah, we try and be politically correct on this show.
Yeah,
Uh, but yeah, I wish Dark would come back. I think they could use it for just what you said, developing people because they don't have a performance studio, and then they only run TV shows. They don't run house shows, so it's up to the talent to develop themselves. Like if they're going to get indie bookings or whatever. So I think Dark coming back would be a good thing. I'm not sure why they canceled it. I mean, it was just on YouTube anyway. So
that's what I'm saying, man. And then, well, see, I thought they at least still had that since they got rid of Rampage. So then they got rid of Rampage and Dark.
and Dark Elevation. You remember that one?
Yeah,
They had that too. So I don't get it. I mean, it's not like the fucking cons can't afford to put on another show and a YouTube show at that, you know?
exactly.
And it would benefit them in the long run for sure. Um, all right, Collision, May 3rd, Atlantic City, right near the boardwalk. The boardwalk was right outside.
Yep.
We had another World Women's Title Eliminator match. We had the champ Tony Storm taking on Lady Frost this time, who has been spending some time in Mexico, and she looked improved. My thing with Lady Frost is, she does a lot of gymnastic type moves, and a lot of times they just look so choreographed. Which of course I get the whole thing is choreographed, but you're not supposed to remind me of that during the match.
Exactly.
Um, but she has improved. Um, so decent match. Um, Tony Storm, excuse me, broke out the TCM chicken wing for a knockout. She knocked Lady Frost out. Which the chicken wing that made me think of Bob Backlund 1994 WWF. When you remember that when he went crazy putting everybody in the crossface chicken wing.
Yes, yes. Especially, I think that was the time when he started really beefing with Bret Hart and them. But
Yeah.
I I always liked that move though.
Oh yeah.
It looks so freaking crazy. I love that move.
Yeah.
And I'm
Me
not even
too.
too big on submissions, but that was one of my favorites.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, he won the world title from Bret Hart with that.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a whole fiasco. Bret. I can't talk tonight.
Bret Hart, I like that.
Bret Hart. Bret Hart. Bret Hart didn't tap out. It was a throw in the towel match,
Yeah,
and the British Bulldog had Hart's towel, and Owen Hart had Backlund's towel, and Owen knocked out the British Bulldog and gave the towel to Bret's mom, and Bret's mom threw in the towel
yep,
and lost Bret the title because he had the chicken wing on him for like 4 minutes or something.
yeah. The
Um,
good old days.
yeah, yeah. But so Storm won 3.5 bones out of 5. Decent TV match.
Yeah, I swear.
Um,
Me and you are like in sync about 90% of the time on our bones ratings.
yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Up next, we had kind of a surprise match. We had a $100,000 four-way match between Roosh of LFI, half of the Ring of Honor tag champs, Sammy Guevara, the Jet, Kevin Knight, and AR Fox, who never wins a match, so we knew he wasn't winning. And man, it was out of control. it was a wild match. I mean, aerial stuff all over the place. Roosh no selling, getting in his power offense. Guevara, Knight, and Fox doing their aerial stuff. My one complaint about four-way matches, and it happened in this match, is a lot of times it'll be two guys fighting in the ring, and then two guys are knocked, they're dead on the outside for like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. When the question is, okay, if they're dead, why don't you just roll their ass in the ring and pin them,
Yep, yep. And
I hate that.
the problem that I have with that, especially, is that in this match, they went to it in the beginning. It
Right.
wasn't like in the middle of a match. They went to it in the beginning. Started off with two, then them two got out. The next two did their thing, and then they got out. That's the only thing I didn't like about it. But I
Yeah.
will tell you one thing: AR Fox. I was like, he really caught my eye in this match. I don't know why, but he was the standout one in this match to me.
I mean, yeah, he's amazing. He's amazing. He's great. It's just a shame he never ever wins. Like when he came out, they put the Chiron on with the
Mm-hmm.
records. They don't even put his record on there because it would be like 1 and 20 or something like that.
So is Sammy only wrestling in Ring of Honor? Because we haven't seen him on Dynamite or Collision in like a while now.
That's the
I
only
thought he was hurt
place.
or something.
Yeah, no, no, that's the only place he's been. He's Dustin Rhodes' tag team partner.
Okay.
So he's been on Ring of Honor. Yeah. So that's why we haven't seen him in so long. I would love to have time to watch Ring of Honor, but I just don't. I
Not
don't.
enough hours in a day. I don't know too much about Ring of Honor.
But Sammy Guevara got the win. He pinned AR Fox. Surprise. And I forget if I said what I gave this. I gave it 4 bones. I would have given it more, except for what I was saying, the spots with the dead guys, and then they switch, and those two are dead. I hate that. Now it would be different if two guys were in the ring fighting and the other two were outside the ring fighting. That would be a totally different thing.
Yep. The
But
camera caught
that's
AR Fox just looking in the ring, like just looking. I was like, and they just caught him just looking, staring. I'm like,
oh, I
oh
didn't see that.
yeah, yeah. I got a production company, so I pay attention to all those little camera details and stuff.
I missed that. I missed that. Um, Up next we had Megan Bain taking on Harley Cameron, who's another one who never wins a match, unfortunately. And wasn't much to this one. Um, just kind of an average match. Um, Megan Bain got the win, of course. Gave it 2.5 bones out of 5.
Yeah,
Um,
I gave it two. I gave it 2 bones, although I did felt that Harley looked good in her loss. Like
yeah, yeah,
her in ring work look is getting a whole lot better.
I agree. I agree. Um, Josh Alexander of the Callis family versus Brody King.
Mm.
This was not good.
Mm.
Uh, this was a mess. A lot of slapping, a lot of chopping. Not much going on. Brody King did a splash to 2 security guards and Josh Alexander. That was pretty much the highlight of the match. Brody King ended up winning by DQ when the Callis family interfered. Not much to this at all. I didn't see a lot of moves at all. I gave this 1.5 bone out of 5.
Yep.
Yeah,
I was expecting so much more for all the hype that I've heard about Josh Alexander. Because I
yeah,
haven't really, I've maybe seen him fight outside of AEW one time, but I've heard so much hype about him, and this match just didn't do it for me.
yeah. I think he has it in him. Like I've seen him. He's good, but this wasn't it.
Okay.
Um, Up next, we had Let's Go Max. You're the best wrestler alive. Let's go Max. You're the best wrestler alive. and he put out an open challenge with a time limit. He said, "Who can go 5 minutes with Max Caster?" And no slouch himself, former world tag champ, former world trios champ, has not had a lot of singles success. Out came former TNT champion Daniel Garcia to answer the challenge, and he squashed him. There were still 4 minutes left on the countdown. That's it. That's all that happened there.
Yep.
Although
Ended
Max,
it at 4 minutes and 22 seconds.
although Max Kester's gimmick is starting to get over, I think.
But do you
Um,
think it's smart for them to keep having him lose like this with this gimmick change?
yes,
Okay.
because eventually he's going to win, and it's going to be a big deal.
Okay. Okay.
So I do like it. Plus, he makes it funny.
He does.
Um, so I don't think this will hurt him ultimately. I think he's so entertaining, and I think he's talented. I think he's underrated. Um, so I think at some point he'll get a win, and probably over someone we don't expect. And I think it'll turn it around for him, and he'll stop being so much of a joke.
Yeah,
That's what I think. That's what I hope.
I can
Uh,
see that.
Up next, we had another enhancement talent match. We had the Gates of Agony taking on. My subtitles said his name was Bray Jazz. I don't know if that's right, but that's what the subtitles said. Bray Jazz and Goldie. And Goldie, I don't know if you caught that show, Monster Factory.
I've heard about it, but no, I haven't seen it.
I forget what it's on, but try and find it. It's really interesting. It's about a wrestling school in New Jersey called Monster Factory. And this guy Goldie, and they were in New Jersey here, and this guy Goldie was the most promising wrestler at the school, um, on the show, I should say. And so it's cool to see him, even though they got squashed. Gates of Agony won. It was at least cool to see Goldie from that show. Main event of Collision, we had a best of three falls tag match. We had former world champs FTR taking on Kyle O'Reilly and former international champ Roderick Strong. Pretty good match here. First fall, Harwood tapped out. And then the second and third falls, FTR hit the Shatter Machine. So they won 2 falls to 1. I thought this was a very good match. I wish it had gotten more time, um, but I thought it was very good. I gave it 4.5 bones out of 5, and so that was my match of the night for Collision.
Yeah,
Uh, match of the
definitely.
week. Match of the week for me. I know we're probably going to disagree. Match of the week for me was Hangman Adam Page versus Kyle Fletcher.
And like I said, I have no problem with that at all because it was a pick 'em for me, and I just went with the two newcomers because they showed me something with Speedball and Kevin Knight in that matchup.
Hmm.
I'm starting to like them more and more. I know what Kyle can do. I know what Hangman can do. That's the only reason I think I really went with that 8-man tag.
I hear you. I hear you. Makes sense. Um, so now for a little news. Little non AEW news, real quick. Of course, we had some WWE releases this week.
Oh, yeah,
Uh, Probably the biggest names to be let go were Braun Strowman again, Dakota Kai, um, Gigi Dolan got released. She's super hot and a good wrestler. Um, Shayna Baszler, Gallus, uh, Cora Jade. Did she get released?
yeah,
And that's all I remember. But I named the big ones.
yeah.
Uh,
Those was the main ones. But mm,
but so, well, rumor already has it that Dakota Kai is coming to AEW. Um, so how do you think she's going to fit in with the women?
if they they're gonna have to change her gimmick up a little bit. Or
Yeah.
maybe not, because they don't really have nobody over there that's like Shayna, I don't think. Other than that girl that comes in with Mox, but she doesn't really fight that much. I think she'll do fine. I don't see her going straight to the top yet, but I can see her. They just got to give her a better storyline than she had in WWE.
Yeah.
Because Shayna is talented. Just got to find something to do with her. But the Dakota Kai one threw me off. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, no, I think Shayna would be a great fit.
Yeah,
I think she's good. I don't understand why they released her. I don't know. I think she's talented. I've always liked her. Dakota Kai, I'm not too big on. I'm not saying she's terrible or anything. I just she's so tiny.
and them
you know?
injuries, them injuries.
Yeah, and the injuries. But like I said, apparently Dakota Kai is headed to AEW. That's what I've heard.
I could see that.
I
What
don't.
about that girl tags? I don't know. They're getting rid of tag teams, and they barely have female tag teams on WWE.
Oh yeah,
Kat-
Caden Carter and Katana Chance.
yes,
I think they would be great fits in AEW.
as singles, because AEW
I
doesn't
guess
have no
they'd have
tag.
to be. I guess they'd have to be. Like they could be friends and be singles, you know?
Would you even want to see a tag team division for the women's in AEW or not?
No,
Nah, okay.
no, no. There's not enough women. And there's already too many fucking titles in AEW, you know?
Right.
Like, unless they got rid of, like, I'm not against having women's tag teams. Just like they need to get rid of like three belts, and then sure, why not?
Hmm. Yeah.
Get some more women and get rid of like three other belts, and then sure.
And I
Uh,
read that the story behind Braun Strowman's release is he's was making too much money, and apparently his left leg has some kind of paralysis in it, so that's why we don't see him a lot. So that's why they said that was pretty much the factor why Braun Strowman's down.
yeah, I'm afraid. I'm afraid he may retire. You know, because speaking of injury prone, he's had a number of injuries, and his knees, you know, were kind of giving out on him, and
Yeah,
he had a neck surgery, and he let his knees heal, and now this with his leg. I don't know if I see Braun Strowman maybe making some dates on the indie scene, but I don't see him being around too long. I see him just take his money, go home, and appear on the autograph circuit. You know,
yeah.
which I would love for him to be at WrestleCade. I would love to get to meet him. That would be cool.
I thought they would have at least kept him on as an ambassador because he's
You would
still an
think so.
attraction.
Yeah, I mean he's a giant. He looks like a wrestler. He's a good wrestler. I think, like you said, just too much money versus how little he wrestles. You know.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so that was the big story of the week was the WWE releases. Um, so let me ask you, what's up with MJF and the Hurt Business? We talked about this a little before, but where do you see this going?
I honestly, I can always predict something. Not always have an opinion about something to predict for a prediction, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure, and it's only because I always saw Bobby as a single champion, not a
Mm,
tag champion. So it kind of throws me off because like if MJF was to join them, he wants to be the world. He wants to be the main guy. And I don't see how that's gonna work out. But at the same time, with the way that the crowd is wanting him to, it seems to me like he's starting to win over Bobby. I think it's gonna happen eventually. But
yeah.
MJF is MJF. He's gonna fuck it up some kind of way.
Right. Yeah. That's my thoughts exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Um, so one more question here. Who's gonna win? We got in the men's Owen Hart, we got Paige versus Osprey, and in the women's we got Monet versus Hayter. Who's gonna win?
Paige, is winning
Wow.
because he's due for a really big time win because he's taken so many losses when it comes to big matches. I feel like he just can get this win without it hurting um Osprey. And I don't want to see Monet win another goddamn thing. So I'm rooting for Hater. I want Hater to win. Why wouldn't they let Hater win? Other than Monet is undefeated.
Right.
But just by me saying that, I think they're gonna go with Monet. I
Yeah,
think they're gonna go. So
Storm.
I got Monet and Paige.
I'm gonna go with Osprey and Monet.
Okay.
I think, people are saying, Darby's going to come back and he's going to beat Moxley for the title. I think Osprey's going to win the Owen, and I think Osprey's going to win the title for Moxley at All In.
Okay.
And then Monet and Storm. I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't know. I really don't. I could see that 50-50. 50-50.
Oh, you said Monet and Storm, not Monet and. I thought you had to face.
Oh,
Who
oh, oh,
Jamie?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Uh, Hater and Storm.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I got you, bro. Long days. Long days.
Yeah. So Hater and Storm, who wins?
Tony, all day, every day.
Yeah.
I love Ada, but Tony's just she's on fire right now with her character, man. You
Yeah.
saw how she went outside to that to the boardwalk and just. How
She's
about the
like,
two promos of Moxley not saying shit on
yeah, that
Collision?
was a waste of time.
I was sitting here looking. I was like, they gave him two promos, and he literally didn't say a damn thing.
Yeah. Nothing. Which is a shame because I think he's good at promos, but yeah, he didn't say a damn thing.
So let me ask you one question before you roll. Do
Okay.
you think that? Do you think Daniel Garcia is gonna join FTR eventually?
Yes. Yeah. I think Stoke will have a little stable there. FTR and Garcia, maybe somebody else. I think a four-man stable works better than three.
I've always loved 4-man stables. I love
hmm
stables in general, period, and I love how AEW be doing them sometimes. But
hmm
yeah, I can see that. I could definitely see that.
I don't know who the fourth would be, but I think Garcia is going to join up with FTR. Yeah, they're just playing all this up, and he'll join with them. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And one final note for me, I
hmm
do not want to hear Adam Cole on commentary.
yeah,
I don't. I did not enjoy that. It didn't.
yeah, he
It
was.
was so dry, and I love Adam Cole, but it was so dry, man.
Yeah, yeah. No, it was not. It was not good. Like you said, not bad. Just dry. Didn't say
Yeah,
much of anything. During the Paragon match, he was just like, "Come on, boys." Like, yeah, didn't have opinions on anything.
no energy. At least when Daddy Magic down there, you could feel his. You could feel him down there.
True, true. All right, so before we go, everybody, we of course have the famous No Bones About Wrestling top
Let's
five.
go. Let's get it.
The AEW top five rankings compiled by Switch and myself. There was a lot of fighting. There's a lot of name calling. Uh, there's a lot of kicking in the shins.
Hair
Uh,
pulling,
hair pulling. Your mother's this. Your mother's that.
little
All
poke in
sorts
the
of that
eyes.
stuff. Yeah, back rakes. But we came up with a list. So here it is. And this is based just on this past week. Actually, after this, I'm going to do a brief rundown of Dynamite for tonight.
Yep.
Very brief. So for the women, number 5, Miyu Yamashita, who lost her eliminator match, but looked pretty good. Number 4, Harley Cameron, who lost to Megan Bain, but as Switch said, looked good. Number 3, the woman who beat Harley Cameron and has still only had, I think, one loss in AEW, Megan Bain. Number 2, because she's the undefeated and the TBS champion,
Ooh, and I start
Mercedes.
you little cheat. I started to too. Mio almost did not make that list, and I know where you're going. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I know we got to talk about it. Mercedes Moné, number 2.
Uh-huh.
And number 1, the women's world champion, Toni Storm. So that's number 1, Toni Storm. Number 2, Mercedes Moné. Number 3, Megan Bain. Number 4, Harley Cameron. Number 5, Miyu Yamashita. And we'll do teams next. Number 5, they got a win over Enhancement Talent, but it was a win nonetheless. Gates of Agony. Number 4, they got the win in the Dynamite opener. The Young Bucks, Continental Champion Okada and Ricochet. Which, is Ricochet going to join the Elite? Is he already in it? I don't know.
If Jack is not coming back, I have no problem with Ricochet being over there. He kind of doesn't need to, but I have no problem with it.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, he's doing his own thing pretty well, but he could still do that and be part of the Elite too, I think. So number 3, the World Trios Champions, the Ops. Number 2, the World Tag Team Champions, the Hurt Syndicate. And number 1, they won the main event of Collision, FTR.
Y'all hear this, right? My peoples, do y'all hear this?
Well, the Hurt Syndicate didn't have a match.
I don't care. They hurt people. We hurt people.
So number 1, FTR. Number 2, the Hurt Syndicate. Number 3, the Ops. Number 4, the Bucks, Okada, and Ricochet. Number 5, Gates of Agony.
Love it, love it, love it.
All right, and last but not least, the men. Number 5, he got a win. It wasn't a very good match, but he got a win. Brody King beat Josh Alexander. Number 4 won $100,000 this week in an awesome 4-way match. Sammy Guevara, half of the Ring of Honor Tag Champs, shows up on AEW once, gets right back in the ratings. I know he has his detractors, but I love Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, Sammy gets a lot of hate.
Yeah, I think he's terrific. Number 3, waiting for Paige at Double or Nothing, Will Ospreay. Number 2, facing Will Ospreay, got the win over Kyle Fletcher, Hangman Adam Page. And number 1, he has been there for months and months and months. And that's the world champion, Jon Moxley. So number 1, Moxley. Number 2, Hangman. Number 3, Ospreay. Number 4, Sammy G. Number 5, Brody King. And those are your top 5 rankings for this week.
Yes, yes, yes. Top 5 rankings. Not mad at them at all. Not mad at them. They got to get rid of some of this enhancement talent, though.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. These enhancement matches, they got to get rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of throws my ranking off.
Yeah. And a couple things I did on mine, I'll talk to you about that went against what I told you. I'll tell you my reasons. I left something off, and I'll tell you my reasons.
Okay.
All right. So Dynamite tonight. Here's what we got.
Yep.
We got 1/3 of the Trios champs, Samoa Joe, taking on Death Rider Claudio Castagnoli. We got a Trios match, Ricochet and the Young Bucks taking on Swerve, Mark Briscoe, and Speedball Mike Bailey. That sounds pretty good.
Yes, it does.
We got an AEW Women's World Championship four-way eliminator match. Okay. Timeless Tony Storm, the champ, against Thunder Rosa, Penelope Ford, and Anna Jay. We have a Continental title eliminator match. Kazuchika Okada versus Kevin Knight. Should be an interesting one there.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Hayter has a sit-down interview with Renee Paquette. We're going to hear from Will Ospreay, and we're going to hear from Hangman Page. And that is all we've got announced. And the show, of course, is at 8. Usually we do a watch along for Dynamite, but tonight we're not. Just got stuff going on. But next Wednesday, AEW Weekly will be right back here. Same time, same place, 6 o'clock. Like and subscribe. You won't miss any of our stuff. We're on X at No Bones Wrestling. That's at No Bones RASSLIN. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/ at No Bones About Wrestling. And we're on TikTok, No Bones About Wrestling. And I put stuff on TikTok that doesn't go anywhere else. And on the X account, I post news, updates, and our schedule and stuff like that. So X is a really good place to keep up with what we're doing. So real quick, for the rest of the week, tomorrow night at 6:50, we're watching WCW Slamboree 2000, which is on Peacock. It may be on YouTube, I'm not sure, but it's definitely on Peacock. So come watch it with us. Switch, you gonna be there?
Trying my hardest to. I will let you
And
know. Definitely know tomorrow.
I hear you. I hope so.
So we're gonna
And
skip Collision tomorrow.
yeah, we always do the retro thing on Thursday.
Uh-huh.
So I like to stick with that. I like watching the retro stuff the
Me
most.
too. I'm with
And
that.
That's Kay's favorite thing we do. So we're going to go with the retro thing.
Sounds like a plan to me.
And the Slamboree 2000, it's noteworthy because it was an Eric Bischoff, Vince Russo show. So it's going to be interesting. I'm trying to think of the matches off the top of my head. We got Hulk Hogan versus Billy Kidman. We got Shane Douglas versus Ric Flair, Sting versus Vampiro, Kurt Hennig's on there somewhere.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have some fun.
Oh, the main event is world champion David Arquette defending the belt in a triple cage against Diamond Dallas Page and Jeff Jarrett. And that's 3 cages stacked on top of each other. And there's other matches too. But that's at 6:50 tomorrow. And what else do we got coming up? Is that it? Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, Friday.
Prediction show.
7 o'clock. Backlash prediction show. We will not be doing a watch along for Backlash. So I would recommend checking out the Flex Zone. They do a good job. And like I said, Switch, maybe, I don't know, you can get in there. Maybe you can get in touch with Wolf.
Yeah, or that's another person. Check out the Wolf Den because I'm pretty sure he'll be going live for a watch along for it.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to do one, check one of those guys out. But yeah, we have a concert we're going to for a chance. We're getting out of the house.
I know that's right. Who y'all going to see?
Old Crow Medicine Show.
Oh, hey.
You ever heard of them?
Yeah, I have.
You know that they did that song Wagon Wheel?
Yep.
So
y'all gonna have a ball.
That's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time.
You need to get out.
Yeah, I do need to get out. We never do anything, man.
Bro, you just been working and doing videos, man. That's all you've been doing lately, man.
Yeah. So that's why there's no Backlash watch along Saturday.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back next week. So look for a schedule for next week. But hopefully we'll see you tomorrow, 6:50, Slamboree 2000. Switch, you got anything you want to hype before we get off here?
No, y'all just, follow me on Facebook at switchljlewis.com. I said .com. I see somebody riding up at Switch LJ Lewis. Follow me there. And on YouTube, everything wrestling with Switch ETW, and of course, follow my fam, the No Bones crew, man. No Bones about wrestling. Follow and like and subscribe to us, y'all. We're good people. We have come in here, have fun. We do our thing. We want y'all to come in and interact with us. We love the interaction. So that's it. Love, love, love from me. Ace, get you some rest, bro.
Yeah, man. I need it. Switch. I'll see you, man. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow night.
Facts, bro. Holla at me.
Yep. Bye, everybody.